I am 36 years old, unmarried and single. In my 20s, I never really thought about marriage because I felt there was still time, I was still young, and so I kept putting it off. But when I entered my 30s, I realized that the consequence of not marrying might be ending up alone. Because once you reach middle age, you become much more cautious and careful about marriage choices. And also, worried. Let me know if you'd like any refinements. I was born in 1990, so I'm 35 this year, still unmarried and childless. Sometimes, damn it, I feel so lonely, like a bone-deep, soul-crushing loneliness. I mean, what woman doesn't yearn for love? What woman doesn't long for a family? But when I look at all the relationships and marriages around me, not a single one is the kind of dynamic I'd want for myself. All I see is chaos and drama, and honestly I feel fucking lucky that I haven't dragged myself into the mess of marriage or family life. You know what they say, the greatest act of self-discipline for an adult is not recklessly having kids or rushing into marriage. I'm sure a lot of people would come at me for this, calling me shameless, calling me selfish. Oh, you only think about yourself. You don't care about your parents, just your own freedom and happiness. But no, sweetheart, the reason I'm not married is that I'm too responsible. I don't want to ruin someone else's life. Still, the loneliness is real. Who doesn't want to feel warmth? Who doesn't wish for someone to warm up the bed on a freezing cold night, right? But I've seen too much. The reality of human nature, the entanglements behind so-called love. So I want to ask those who are married, after tying the knot, do you still feel lonely? And my second question is, if you could do it all over again, would you still choose marriage? I was born in 1989, so I'm 36 this year, and I still haven't gotten married or had children. I really want to tell young women out there, if you meet someone suitable, just get married. Don't listen to nonsense like, invest in yourself and when you bloom, butterflies will come. Before I turned 30, I worked hard and achieved some of my dreams. I bought a house, a car, renovated my home and had savings. But now, what does it even matter? I'm stuck in this awkward position. Men who are better off than me, they're not interested, they'll go for younger women. Those on the same level as me, they already have wives and kids and I'm not the type to break up a family. As for those worse off than me, I'm not willing to settle for less. So, realistically, the kind of person I can find, someone decent enough to marry, would probably mean raising someone else's kids because my options are so limited. That's why I'm telling young girls, if you meet the right person, get married. This 35-year-old old woman is none other than me. I've never worried about whether getting older means no man would want me, nor do I feel any pressure about whether or not I get married. I've noticed that more and more of my female friends around me seem to share the same mindset. So I started wondering, could it be because of the following 3 reasons? If you like this, give it a thumbs up. First point, this one's hard to replicate because I have incredibly loving parents. So loving that sometimes I feel a tiny bit like a third wheel. Their marriage showed me that a happy union comes from love, not just because a woman reaches a certain age and has to marry some guy to settle down for life. Second point, I make my own money. This is crucial. Because of it, I have a lot of say in my own life. Every decision I make doesn't require anyone else's approval, because it's all within my means. So, ladies, we have to earn our own money. Third point, now that I have financial stability, isn't the soul even more important? On weekends, I want to go outdoors, unwind and get some exercise. You say you'd rather play mahjong. I want us to enjoy life together, share a nice meal. You say let's just order takeout. I'm not asking you to cater to my every whim, but at least put in some effort for our shared life goals. If even that's too much, then what are we doing? But the unfortunate truth is, I haven't met a man who meets these 3 criteria yet. So, to all my sisters out there, if you're like me and still navigating life's journey, we have to keep going. Because we've held on this long. He might be late, but he will show up. When a woman is independent enough and financially free to steer her own life, marriage is no longer a prerequisite for having children. If you choose the wrong life partner, every step from then on will be a mistake and you'll endure endless suffering. Who you choose to marry truly makes a difference. Some will become your light while others will extinguish it. Marriage is never a reckless gamble but a deliberate and compassionate choice. It's not about losing hope in love, but rather cherishing the freedom of not having to settle. Living life like a poem on your own is far better than struggling through it like bland porridge with someone else. I am 35 years old and still unmarried. Today during dinner, I got into another argument with my mom about not getting married. Since I turned 30, my parents have been pressuring me more and more frequently to marry, which has caused me a lot of stress. At dinner, my mom told me that a girl I grew up with already has 2 children, while I still refuse to go on blind dates. She feels ashamed. I understand. In our village, people who aren't married by 30 are considered odd. And as a woman still unmarried at 35, I've embarrassed her. She said she can't even hold her head up in front of our relatives. Hearing that made me so upset that I wandered off alone into the mountains. I don't understand why my being unmarried brings her such shame. That's why I argued with her, and afterwards she started crying. Seeing her face, I regretted fighting with her. But she's also a woman. Why can't she understand me? Is this intentionally targeting unmarried women aged 35? Why is it harder for 35-year-old women to find a partner, even when their conditions are relatively decent? The root cause also lies in not being fully aware of their current dating environment. For example, if you're 35, unmarried, and hoping to find a similarly unmarried man around your age, say within 3 years older or younger, that's simply unrealistic. Because such men are very few in number. This is why many women don't even consider whether men who meet their standards actually exist in this age group. Of course, there are still unmarried men in this age range, but they generally fall into 2 categories. The first type consists of those with genuinely good conditions, but they also have high standards and often strict requirements for a partner. The second type comprises men whose conditions aren't great. Approaching 40, no car, no house, and with a modest income, say around 3,000 to 5,000 renminbi. The first type is clearly out of reach because a 35-year-old man in that category would likely prefer someone younger. The second type, on the other hand, has poor conditions that you'd probably find unacceptable. This is where the problem lies. You haven't considered what men in this age group are actually like. Born in 1994, now 32 years old, unmarried and single. There's an old saying, if you don't listen to your elders, you'll suffer the consequences. Back then I didn't believe it. I always thought I knew best. But now I truly feel that if I had taken advice from those with more experience, I might not still be single at this age. Now that I'm in my 30s, I can't find a partner. No one wants someone my age. The only ones willing to be with me are either divorced with kids or from poor families. Or they're 20 to 30 years older, practically old enough to be my dad. If I still hope to find someone suitable now, around my age and someone I actually like, it's pretty much impossible. I don't know how I ended up like this, just waiting and waiting until I reached this point. If you're in your 20s, you must start looking for a partner early. I never used to think this way, but now that I'm at this age, it's really too late. If you want to meet someone exceptional, you first have to become exceptional yourself. Only then can you match their level. But if you're just an average person and even a little picky, you'll end up alone for the rest of your life. So I advise those in their 20s, if you can find someone, do it early. Don't be overly reserved or shy. Seize the opportunity before others do. When you meet someone suitable, someone you like, be bold and pursue them. There will always be someone better than you in this world. All this time I've been trying to find you while becoming better myself. Again with this. Today a lady born in 88 came to me and said even though she's already 35 this year and still single, you all chant scriptures every day calling me an old maid, telling me to go find a man. Fine, then listen up, here are my requirements. The guy shouldn't be some flabby, out-of-shape slob, just normal looking. Don't let him be older than my dad. I don't want to call him old man, and I don't want to smell that old person's scent. If he can't even use a smartphone, forget it. I don't want to scan QR codes to pay for him everywhere we go. He should at least make 3,000 yuan a month. That's it. And yet, these disasters are saying my standards are too high? Fine, should I lower them even more? How about just 500 yuan a month? Would that work for you all? They say lovesickness is bitter. A lingering pain in the parted heart. But I say lovesickness is hard. Mountains high and roads far keep us apart. A touch of sorrow. Occasional sighs profound. Red beans glow in silence. In silence they abound. For whom do the red candles die? Tonight you're not by my side. Tears trace my cheeks like the crimson West Lake. I bear no regret. Yet a cup of wine stirs endless thoughts awake. The night cannot be reclaimed. Oh, it cannot be reclaimed. Oh, I fear most your loneliness. Oh, I fear most your solitude. Tonight in my dreams, there must be a trace of your tender affection. Oh, I fear most your loneliness. I fear most your solitude. Tonight in my dreams, there should be a fragment of your longing. A. Oh, I'm over 35. I don't plan to marry, have kids, or get cosmetic procedures. You really don't look over 30 at all. B. Yeah, I'm turning 36 in 2 weeks. Do you have a job? Oh, in foreign trade exhibitions making 6 figures a month. That's amazing. How do you maintain such great condition? B. I'm a marriage-free and child-free advocate. Just flirt with handsome guys, hormones, you know. Wow, are all the guys you date younger? B. Of course. I've even dated guys born in the 2000s. What's your type then? B. I really like tanned, sunny, muscular hunks. Can you share how much your entire outfit costs today? B. It's pretty casual. The priciest things are probably the fragrances. I love Chanel. This necklace is probably a few thousand. The bag is a 440,000 plus. Trash bag, designer tote. You don't get cosmetic procedures but still look so well maintained. What skincare do you use? B. Oh, La Prairie's Caviar series. A few thousand, but it really works. Firming, refining, the results are visible. Your makeup looks flawless too. Do you wear it daily? B. Yes, I never leave the house barefaced. I've loved beauty since I was young. What makeup do you use? B. Covermark foundation. I don't like anything too light. Super hydrating. And for setting? B. Maya-Jeppings powder. It's ultrafine, gives an airbrushed blurred finish without heaviness and never cakes. Wow, your skin looks poreless. B. Oh, thanks. Done. Wait. When did you decide to be marriage-free/child-free? B. Around 17 or 18. So early? Becoming someone's wife, daughter-in-law, or mom hustling for others sounds terrifying. B. I love myself more. Do your parents interfere? B. My mom actually said she envies my life now. Your vibe is incredible. Thanks. B. If you had to recommend one holy grail product? Lancome Absolute Eye Cream, great for fine lines. And that Maya-Jepping powder, Luxe Matte Finish, natural perfect skin effect. High value, highly recommended.